26.
No, that you can't change your answer earlier. I was
What do you
answering
mean?
a different question.
I thought we were just counting.
No,
Okay,
that
how are you
we
guys doing
skipped
today?
several numbers. It's tonight, actually.
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I've had a busy day.
Mm-hmm.
All things considered, pretty good though. I had to get my car inspected, which so I went to the place. I drove on down, listening to very sad songs that made me sad. And then I parked and I went up and I was like, "Hello, I would like to get my car inspected." And then they did all the stuff, brought it back, and I'm like, "All right, how much does this cost again? Like $7, right?" And she's just like, it's free." And I'm like, "Why?" And she's just like, "Just 'cause." And then she walked away. And I was like, "Okay." So I got a free car inspection. That was pretty awesome, actually.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. Guys, can we do something really quick?
What?
Like we gotta do it, all right? You can't like leave anyone hanging or it'd be really lame. We all just gotta do it, all right?
I'm not committing to anything until I've heard.
We should harmonize, all right? All right, 3, 2, 1. Ooh.
Okay, you're cutting
Guys,
out.
you're not harmonizing.
You're cutting out.
You're not. Well, you fill in the gaps with your harmony.
That's not how that works, and you know it.
All right, I'll say that was good enough. Now we're in sync. Now we're in sync with each other. Just had to get that out of the way. I feel like this will lead to a more
we're
fruitful.
Offset by thirds.
Well, we're in.
An NSYNC is.
We're in sync every third of the time.
That just doesn't make sense.
You guys would be bad at improv.
No, you just objectively lie. And also, this is an improv.
I mean, kind of any talking is kind of like improv.
This isn't improv. Because I can just go, no.
Yeah.
Well, you can do that, but it'd be really lame if you did.
I disagree, because sometimes things need to be stopped.
Well, was that so bad that it needed to be stopped? It would have been awesome if we committed.
I don't know. I think the viewers may thank us.
I don't think harmonizing is that great of a thing to happen.
Oh, I disagree.
You just haven't done it well. Jackson just disagrees with everything.
You're so true.
Oh, that was an agreement. That's crazy.
Yeah. Liam, I have a riddle for you.
What's the riddle?
One of us tells lies and the other of us tells the truth.
It's you. You tell lies.
How would you know that?
Because you always lie.
But I agreed with you earlier in a statement you believed is true.
Well, then maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe. But if that's the case, then you would be the one telling the lie and I would be telling the truth.
No, you're just a liar, no matter what. It doesn't mean you're always a liar, but you're usually a liar. And sometimes you don't lie just to like mess with people, but you usually lie.
That's false.
Exactly. You just did it again.
You're just saying Jackson's just a manipulator.
Yeah, he is. Do you disagree?
No.
Exactly.
That's mean.
You do this stuff all the time.
You're pretty good at lying, Jackson.
That doesn't mean I constantly lie in day-to-day conversation.
I didn't say you
I guess not about
day-to-day conversation.
Well,
I'm just saying you're good at manipulation, especially on, our sussy Saturdays.
Because that's the goal of the game.
I'm not even thinking about Among Us.
That's just mean.
Jackson, you like the first thing you do every time. I won't get into it.
No.
You do it as a bit. I don't think it's mean. Like you do it just to make jokes, and it's never about anything important where lying about it would actually have like dire consequences. But like you do it a lot.
Well, so do you. You did it. You've done it multiple times.
As much.
Liam, at the beginning of this conversation is the same thing.
I legitimately think it would have been cool if we had harmonized.
Yeah, but like then you're like, oh yeah, we're in sync every third of the time. That is
Okay,
also a
well
lie.
that was just a joke.
So were mine.
Okay, we're both jokesters then.
Yeah, or we're both liars by your logic.
Yeah, but my lies are funnier.
And your logic also just changed from being liars to jokesters.
Well, I never says. That's a good point. See, this is a good opportunity for me to grow by admitting
What is
my
comedy
faults.
but a lie with good intention, usually?
It's not always a lie.
It frequently is. Or there's like an exaggeration.
Frequently with you.
And you. A lot of your comedy is like saying some nonsensical topic that is just objectively false.
Or maybe you're the ones making it a lie, but by not going along with it. No, you're right.
That's not how a lie works.
I don't know. I disagree, but I don't have the. I'll keep it at that.
Well, then maybe lying's not inherently bad in the case of jokes.
Well, I never said it was inherently bad.
Or
I
it's
just
just
said
there's
you
a
lie a
different name
lot.
for it. And so do you in that.
Okay.
But if that's the case, comedians lie more than both of us combined. It's their job to lie.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what Pinocchio should have done instead of like crying over not being real. He should have just like made money off of it.
Not being real?
Well, he was all like, "I'm not a real boy," but like he could have been a great comedian because all they do is lie.
No, but he would have been bad because it's like, oh.
Because he literally people know when he's lying.
Also, he's a child. I don't think children are good at telling jokes. The last one, like children I've heard tell jokes, they're like, insert slur here.
Yeah.
What child said that?
A lot, dude. Do you? You don't
okay.
go on the internet and do like hear like voice chat stuff.
I guess every now and then I hear it.
I like.
That's still crazy though.
It's like it's terrible.
I see. I get that. They're just saying like some crazy thing to like be cool.
Yeah, they have underdeveloped middle school brains and are like, this is a funny word because I can't say it. It's like, no, it's not.
See, that's why I just skipped middle school straight to high school. See,
It
that was a lie.
Yeah.
You guys cook?
Yeah.
I try to sometimes.
Now that I'm living in a whole apartment, I'm trying to do it more. I've done it now and then, but like I've never been up to the point where I did it consistently, but I'd like to start doing that. I made some killer orange chicken. To be fair, a lot of the things like it's hard to make bad food because you just follow the instructions in the food and then you make it.
Mm-hmm.
A little fulfilling to make it. But I made some really good orange chicken. My friend showed me how to use a rice cooker. I never seen that. I didn't know there was a cooker specifically for rice, but there is.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, living with people is crazy. That's crazy because they all have different like just things that are normal for us in the household and just stuff and that are all being meshed together, so we're all figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, "Oh, you drink cold water? I drink warm water." I'm like, "What? What?"
Wait, who drinks?
I guess so.
Warm water.
Cohen.
Really?
That's
surprising. But is it like warm as in heated or like room temperature?
Not heated, like just room temperature water.
Huh.
Is what I mean by warm water. I don't know. Overall, it's going pretty smoothly. All of the stuff has just been more joking than anything.
Yeah.
Like,
mm-hmm.
It's been nice. I want to get more into cooking. I wanted to make brownies tonight, but I don't think I'll have time. I got a volleyball game right after this.
Yeah, you got no time.
By the way,
Ugh.
Jacob, I have your address on screen.
What the fuck,
It's
man?
in the bottom right.
Wait,
Why?
just to help the viewers out a bit, can you also put a picture of it on Google Maps so they know what to look for?
I would have to edit that, and I'm gonna go to sleep right after this, so no.
I'll throw a link to it in the comments.
Thanks. I mean, it's right there. Like, I have the state, the zip code.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, my weekend went by so fast. It feels like partly because I woke up so late because I've just been so tired. I
just
gotta
can't believe
wrangle
you
my
guys.
sleep schedule back under control. It's like my sleep is like a bull. No, a bull. And it's all calm. But the second I try to get out of bed, all it sees is red, and it kills me to the point of unconsciousness, and I fall back asleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
I'm
that.
saying it's hard to get out of bed.
I get that. It's funny
No.
because this weekend for me has been very long because I have been awake for almost all of it.
You
Bruh.
have?
Yeah,
Why?
because I had to get up early, like 5:30, or like
Oh,
5
right.
something the past few days, and I didn't get to go to sleep late or a good time, and then I also didn't like sleep well. So I think I'm on like 8 hours of sleep for the past 2 days.
That
That's
sucks.
not good.
I would agree.
You have morning classes tomorrow?
I have like one morning-ish. It's like 11, which is fine.
Oh, that's fine.
But let's see if I sleep because it sounds like it's about to thunderstorm in the insert place area I live.
Oh, dude, I love going to sleep when it's like raining and
Well,
stuff.
it's a thunderstorm, which is my only problem. Like severe weather.
Uh,
Yeah, there's a chance it may or not they might force you somewhere else.
It won't happen. I'm not in a floodplain, and that's it.
I see. I see. You know, I feel like I've been struggling with open-mindedness lately, or just I feel like I just haven't been trying enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like I haven't really had much opportunities where I even like needed to, or like I'm just talking with friends a lot, but I still feel like I want to practice it more. Like
Mhm.
I feel like I've just been lacking. Like I used to be a lot more focused on it, and then now I've just fallen off, and I've just gone back to like just thinking things from my own perspective. And I want to do that. I want to be able to think things from everyone's perspective. I feel like so much has been happening just with life, like new things are happening where I've just been focusing on myself. I've been focusing on myself so much, it just keeps going to the point where I forget to even think about other people. Like nothing super bad happened. I didn't like kill someone out of not open-mindedness or something, which is what happens. You the brain of the nearest person explodes the second you're closed-minded. But like,
I mean, sort of. I would call that
I
racism or homophobia.
I feel like I've just been lacking a bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you have like any specific examples, or is it just like
When we were playing Among Us together, like there were one or two people that were having a lot of trouble that I wasn't really focusing on until I left. They were getting frustrated, but I don't think I even like recognized that was happening because I
Oh,
was so
really?
focused on my own enjoyment. Yeah.
Huh.
Like the person who left early was getting really frustrated because they just didn't know what was happening, and they were asking a lot of questions, but it didn't seem like anyone was hearing them. I feel bad for that.
I felt
I
like
was answering his questions.
yeah. I think the problem might have been there were like 10 people in VC, and when
That
people
is
posted the
also a big
questions,
problem.
I
But
mean,
just I feel bad for not focusing more on that
I don't
because
think
I
there's
feel like
that much more you could have done.
I could have tried to help a bit more.
I know, but I also think we said that people should try to read rules beforehand and like just consume some content so when you go in, you're not bombarded with like 20 new rules that you know nothing about.
Yeah. It is a lot to read though, especially while people have homework. That was a problem he was having. He just didn't have a lot of time beforehand. Like he's been super busy.
Mm-hmm.
so he just didn't have the time to do. He's been getting frustrated a bit, just like because he feels like he's having to do like just a lot of homework to enjoy a lot of the stuff with both this and D&D.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to get more into D&D, and he's frustrated just about all of the stuff he has to read. I didn't have that much of a problem with it because I was just fine just going in blind and learning as I went on. But he feels frustrated because like all of us are at this point pretty good with D&D, and he feels just kind of like sad he can't do the same stuff we're doing yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure what to do about
I
that.
mean, I would,
Like I offered to help him learn, but he just feels frustrated that he has to just do homework, as he calls it, to
well, yeah,
have fun.
but that's also like, I give him the comparison with like playing soccer. Like he's been playing soccer for how many years? And we've been playing D&D for almost like 5 to 6 years now.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, because we started like 7th grade.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy. We're like veterans.
Yeah, like so we've been doing the same system, multiple campaigns, one shots. We have like 3 to 4 campaigns at once.
That's
Yeah.
true.
A bunch of us watch Critical Role. We consume that content. Like it's like us trying to get into soccer right now. We would have to go like learn how to dribble well, learn how to handle the ball well, learn when where to pass, like all the
I
positions.
feel like that's a little different because that's more like learning how to physically do it. That's something you learn as you go. With D&D is a lot more.
Well, there's
like,
also a lot of game sense. And
I
it's like
guess so, but
it's
that's
an analogy.
he
It's
means
not
more just like
perfect.
all of the stuff he has to know about like his character.
Well,
and stuff.
it's like for playing soccer, we would have to learn the rules. If
I
and
still
I'm
feel
not
like
saying
D&D is a bit
like
more.
the problem is he's jumping into like hard D&D. That's like us jumping into like one of his soccer games.
Mm-hmm.
Or like even
Yeah.
like a quiz with the games, or like make one of us taking his like major specific classes.
Hmm.
We just
Yeah.
don't have the background knowledge. He's been doing it for a
Yeah.
while.
I just wish I could be helping him a bit more.
I mean, I think the best thing he can do is use his resources like you and Zane, and like
Mhm.
ask like any question, because reading it's going to do some stuff, but I think
Mhm.
asking both you and Zane about things, and like potentially running like a one shot or two with like just you, Zane, and him, and keeping it
That
like
could work.
more normal, and not like
Okay.
super obscene and wacky, just to like make it like more accessible. Because also
That's a
remember
great idea.
his first experience in D&D, uh
Was
Oh,
my
yeah, like a session, was it like 4 or 5 that Tarask was fought?
I think session 5 you guys were level 20.
Yeah. That's some
Yeah, that was a
insane
bad
shit.
introduction.
And then he
feel
played the Jenga one shot.
he also had that one
Right.
one experience where he was that one NPC in my campaign that resulted with him
I think he just thought that was funny because he was
Yeah.
just there temporarily.
I guess so.
It sounded like he enjoyed that one, because like he was jumping into utter nonsense, and he like
No, he talks about that
it
every now
wasn't
and then. He thought it
important.
was funny. Yeah, that's a good idea. I might ask him if he'd want to do that. Just run like a little like level one shot. That's
No,
just
I think you
normal.
should go higher than level 1. Level like 3 to 5.
3 to 5 is good for some instructor.
Because like
Okay.
Cohen has already played enough D&D to where level 1 is boring. He knows enough, in my opinion, and I think you
Level
should
1
go
does
over the
suck.
character creation for like feats and everything,
Okay.
and like ability score stuff, and like just telling you what you should expect a little more of different classes, and just let him play whatever he wants. Don't just go like, oh, this could be complicated, and just do your best to be like answer any questions and give any guidance that he may need.
Try and show no bias.
That's impossible. But yeah, I see. I get what you mean.
As little as possible.
Yeah,
I know. I said that's why I said try.
Yeah, you know, I was being nitpicky and pedantic.
Thank you for that idea. I appreciate it. I've also realized I want to just get better at like teaching and explaining stuff to people. I realized I'm not the best at
Better
it.
at communicating.
Yeah, just communicating in general, I suppose.
Yeah.
If only there was like a
major
major I
for
could
that,
take
yeah.
for that. Yeah, if only. No, I haven't even. I'm not even taking any major classes this semester. I'm taking just a bunch of like required stuff.
That's crazy.
Communications courses are like, it looks like you can only get into them like junior or senior year because they're always so busy.
That's how
A
like
little
the big
frustrating.
physics classes are.
Yeah, but yeah, I want to get better at just like communication, like playing with Simon and another one of our friends, Alex, and they were having trouble with like a new thing they were picking up, and Final Fantasy 14. For context, it's a complicated game with a lot of stuff. So I tried to go in and help him with the class, and I kind of like pointed out a little stuff, and then Simon came in and just like did a much better job and did a lot of things I didn't even think about and just explained it a lot better. And I'm like, man, I need to get better at just like communicating stuff to, because but another thing about like being open-mindedness and perspective, I have a hard time not thinking from my own perspective.
Yeah.
Which is why it can be so hard to teach people that don't know anything, because from the perspective when you know everything, like it's hard to change your perspective. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that's why I have a lot of problems with like I guess not a lot, but every now and then like I have a problem with like a teacher at school where they're clearly good at like the thing they're teaching, but they don't feel very good at teaching. Like they skip through stuff.
Yeah.
Especially in math. Like they'll glaze over a topic and I'll be talking about, and then I'll ask Cohen, and then he'll point out something that they glossed over that just like makes it all click. And I'm like, why did they not focus on this? This is the thing that makes it all make sense. But like from their perspective, every single thing they're teaching could be that important thing. They don't know.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that perspective of the students. That they're just teaching math. They just know math, but they have a hard time knowing what the students need to know the most.
Yeah. Like
that's a lot of the problems I have with school sometimes.
Yeah, that's a big math and STEM problem because so I have like an introductory calculus class, but the professor kept using a bunch of advanced math jargon and like symbols that I had never seen. He didn't explain them, and like he was really bad at answering questions. So a lot of people were really he taught me something that he made me confused about something I already knew. Like I didn't understand what he was teaching, and I knew how to do the thing and how it worked.
That's crazy.
Because he just used jargon and like a bunch of stuff. That's how my physics lab manuals are. They're written by somebody who's like a PhD professor, but they use so much jargon and they use these really advanced equations and like derivations that I have no, and they don't define variables, so I don't know what I'm looking at, and I don't know what they're saying, and they're not saying it in a concise and like introductory manner to somebody who has who's taking their second physics class.
Yeah, exactly. I totally get that.
And then it's also like 8 pages of information. Well, it's like actually 4 pages of information, and then I have to answer a bunch of questions about and make guesses about concepts they don't explain clearly. It's a big STEM thing. It's a big communicator gap. There's actually a lot of positions in STEM for STEM communicators that are very important.
I think like I took a computer science class last semester that was really complicated, and I feel like the teaching wasn't the greatest. And like I already knew most of it going in because I had already seen a lot of computer science, but like the couple new things that I didn't know going to the class already when we learned them, I had a good bit of trouble with because they just didn't explain it that well. I feel like YouTube is almost always just a better teacher.
Yeah, because it's not somebody who has like
it's not directed towards someone
pointers.
who has like specialized information on hand.
Yeah.
I still don't understand what the hell pointers are in C++, and I'll need to go back and figure that out before I take my next computer science class. But yeah,
I got confirmed for a moment that I didn't recognize a term, and I thought it was math related, but I'm glad to know it's coding related.
yeah. Pointers are like so they're variables in computer science that just hold data, and a pointer is a variable that doesn't hold data but points to another variable that does hold the data. It's weird.
So like what
So
how does-
you have a variable named x,
Yeah.
right? And it stores the number 1.
Mhm.
Like so now you have a variable named y, and it stores a pointer to x. So the only data that y store is like a reference to x, if that makes sense. It points to another variable
Yeah.
instead of holding its own data.
Okay.
And it extrapolates a bit from there with other stuff.
Yeah, if,
That's
you
the
put
best way I
X
can
as a
explain it
function.
without 100% understanding it myself.
Okay.
But that's
It's
the
like-
general idea
It's
behind
like something to use whenever you need to reference a table for multiple different types of things.
it. Yeah, I think so.
Or
Like I
if,
said, I still need to go back and understand it more myself.
or if like X is a function with something in it that changes based on like a value you have, and you have like a pointer that points to X when given a certain value.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Okay. Speaking of learning, does anybody want to learn some things about science today?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, let me open up the document.
Oh, we forgot to do that again.
We did not forget to do that again because I'm doing it.
Oh, you didn't forget. Great.
Because we didn't have an episode last.
Oh yeah, so for viewers, the reason we did not have an episode last weekend is we were all on a week-long mountain sabbatical. It was very fulfilling, and we all bonded a lot.
I was technically on a valley sabbatical because I was in the parts between two mountains.
Okay, well, we went over the mountain every now and then, so it can be
Yeah,
called
but that's
a
how you get to the valley. I was on a valley sabbatical. You were on a mountain sabbatical.
And I was in the desert.
But yes, and this all took place in the desert. It's like a riddle. Okay. So, what do you both know about magnetic fields?
Oh God. Okay. Well.
Oh, I asked about this.
Congratulations.
Very little.
I'm not going to get this one.
Okay. So here,
I bet I can get it though.
explain what you know about magnetic fields, just so I have some, like, a little reference, and for the viewers.
Like very little. I know opposites attract.
Mhm.
I know magnetism has something to do with metal. I think, or that's where it always is in. And I know that the planet itself has magnetic fields because of probably all the metal in it, and it goes from the poles.
Mhm. Okay.
I think that's where my knowledge ends.
Okay. Yeah, and just for the viewers, for reference, this is specifically about Earth and its magnetic field. It's just we're going like starting at a baseline for magnetic fields because it's a slightly complicated topic for
I
background.
think I remember like one small bit of information that like not all metals are magnetic, and that's about it.
That's correct.
Besides the standards.
It's mostly. So we're gonna play a little game. The first sentence I say will be correct. After that, I will read several sentences to you and tell you when they end. The first fake sentence, potentially fake sentence, I will read. I will end with sentence 1, even though it's technically the second one. Okay?
Okay.
After I read the paragraph, I will ask you both which one is fake, and you both can guess. I will reread any sentences you like. And after guessing, I will explain which one is fake and why it is fake. And then I'll give a little more information.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
this reminds me. I can compile some data that you don't know about, so I think I should start writing stuff down as well. Because I can pull this shit back on to you.
Okay.
And that would be cool, right?
True. To be fair, I don't like know enough about these topics to like just explain these off my noggin. I have to do several hours of research for each of these. That's why I was like, I'm not ready.
Several hours?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I didn't know we were making you do that much work.
No, it's because so this is part of like what you were talking about, Liam. I'm kind of doing what you're doing because I'm trying to explain topics you both have very little background knowledge in like a concise way and like an understanding way.
Okay.
And it's also I'm learning more about this because things I don't put in here are in my head because I need to know that information so I know what I can say, what is like reasonable for somebody who has no knowledge to say, and then like so I can just find out what's like a reasonable thing to make it fake. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with the first sentence. This is correct. So magnetic fields happen whenever there is any type of electric charge in motion. Examples of electric charges are electrons and protons. And these fields get stronger wherever there is more charge and more motion. That is the end of the free sentence. Permanent magnets come in many shapes, but ferromagnets, things that are natively and easily magnetic, such as the mineral magnetite, happen because they have unpaired electrons, which are normally electrons they group together, but in these they have an odd number of electrons and a repeating composition. So it's like every few things will be the same. That is sentence 1. This composition makes it so the unpaired electrons all point in a different direction based off the charges, putting charges in 2 different directions. That is the end of sentence 2. The negative charge goes together on one side, which is known as the negative pole, or the south pole, while the positive charges go on the other side, the positive pole, or the north pole. That's the end of sentence 3. Not all magnets begin with a powerful magnetic field, and every object displays some degree of magnetism due to the electrons within them. That is sentence 4. Ferromagnets have very small sections, kind of like the provinces of a country, that all point in a certain direction magnetically, but when they unalign, they completely destroy the item's magnetic properties. That's the end of sentence 5, and that is the end of the paragraph. So do you want me to reread any sentences?
Oh boy. Okay. Could you reread the base sentence first?
Magnetic fields happen when there is any type of electric charge in motion, which examples of electric charges are electrons and protons, and these fields get stronger wherever there is more charge and more motion.
Okay. So magnetism is the electrons and protons in motion.
Sort of. I can't explain this further because this is incredibly complicated, like to tell you accurately and precisely, and I don't know enough about how it works.
Okay.
This would use like quantum physics to tell you but like
Uh,
for our purposes, a field is created when there's an electron or proton in motion.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm pretty sure sentence 4 is true, because that kind of goes along with the base sentence. I don't know about. I feel like sentence 5 might be the fake one, because it says it completely destroys an object's magnetic properties, but like another sentence says, everything has at least a little bit of
Mhm.
magnetism, so I don't think you can completely destroy
Yeah.
an object's magnetism.
To be fair, it does specify we're talking about ferromagnets here.
I don't know
but
what a ferromagnet
I will
is.
define it a little more later.
Okay. Could you repeat the sentence that with the poles in it?
Poles.
Yeah.
The negative charge congregates on one side, which is known as the negative pole or the south pole, while the positive charges go on the other, the positive pole or the north pole.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Liam. I think 5 is wrong.
Okay.
I'm locking my answer.
All right, you're both locked in on 5?
Yeah.
I am.
All right.
That's my best guess.
That is correct. 5 is wrong.
Let's go.
While materials do
Yeah.
have these zones, which are called magnetic domains, destroying them won't like permanently undo the magnetic properties. When ferromagnets, which are magnets made of metals like iron, cobalt, and nickel, they have their domains pointing in the same direction. They can, if you heat them up, because you heat them so much, it releases energy and makes the electrons excited, so they lose their magnetic properties because the electrons are all basically unpaired and pointing in different directions. But once you cool it down, it goes back to where it was, and the electrons all point back in the directions they were, basically.
Awesome. Jacob, I'm so proud of us.
Yeah.
Can't believe we got the first one.
He's kind of slayed there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Why'd you say it like that?
Oh, I blanked out for a few of the sentences.
I can
and I
always
didn't
reread
want to.
for you.
I didn't want to admit it. That's all.
Well, that's pride, and pride comes before
Admitting
the
your mistakes is how you fix them.
That's true.
Hanging on to them is how they grow bigger.
That's so true.
I have frequent problems with that too.
Oh yeah, another thing about school. Man, I just learned what an audit report is
What's
for
that?
my major.
Oh,
For, like, what the
yeah.
like what classes I need to take for my major.
Yeah, and it tells you percentage.
Yeah, and I'm personally just like, I never knew this existed. I probably should have.
Yeah, no, it's very useful. I needed
And,
it for like
and now
planning.
I'm like, now I'm stuck debating whether or not I wasted an entire year of college.
Maybe not. Here, I'm going to go ahead and start back on the next topic, which kind of goes off this. This is more on the Earth and how its field happens. Although,
Yeah, I'm curious
Yeah.
about how the magnetic field
Yeah.
from the poles forms.
so this first one's the free sentence. The Earth's core is made up of solid and molten nickel and iron, which are ferromagnetic materials. Solid for the inner core, and molten magma for the outer core. That's the free
I
sentence.
knew that. I knew that.
The molten core, because of the heat, it convects and moves in a specific way around the core that conducts charge and interacts with the electric field on it, making something called a geodynamo. It's the end of the first sentence.
Geodynamo.
The flow of the core determines what sides are north and south poles, which change anywhere from 10,000 to 100 million years. That's the end of sentence 2.
I believe both of those are correct.
The flipping of the poles can end up creating catastrophic effects on anything with magnetic fields and has the potential to interrupt the wavelengths from technology. Modern day. That's number 3.
I don't know.
Yeah. So this convection is what creates our magnetic field, also known as the magnetosphere. That's the end of sentence 4.
Okay, he could just be lying about that name.
The Earth's
feel like that's a
magnetic
cheap one.
field is made up of something similar to electromagnetic waves, which will allow it to block us from harmful radiation from space. That's sentence 5.
That's sentence 5. That's just wrong.
Without this field, our world would be bombarded by harmful UV and gamma radiation from the sun, burning our atmosphere and killing any life on Earth. That's
Oh
sentence
wait,
6.
there's 2 of them. They both. I feel like sentence 3 might have been the wrong. Sorry, was that all the sentences?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like I'm sure of sentence 1 and 2. I knew about the convection of the lava in Earth, which now that I know that magnetism is about,
Oh wait, yeah,
movements
that's right.
of protons and electrons.
I'm okay. Yeah, 5. The last.
I
one
had
about
never
the
heard
field
that
is-
the magnetic fields protected us from.
No, because that's the ozone layer.
Yeah, but
That's
but
wrong.
Both sentence, but
I'm locking in my part in.
Okay.
That's wrong.
Jacob, you locked
5.
in 5.
Let Liam finish his thought process before you give it away.
okay. I feel like I knew that every long period of time the magnetic fields flipped. I had never heard of them causing anything catastrophic though. That could just have been me not hearing it. And the last
that sounds
the last 2
completely reasonable.
sentences build off of each other.
I think the last 2 are the same sentence.
I feel like the electromagnetic the magnetic rings or whatever don't mess with UV radiation, but I also don't know enough to be sure about it. Could you repeat sentence 5, Jackson?
Sentence 5. The Earth's magnetic field is made up of something similar to electromagnetic waves, which allows it to block us from harmful radiation from space.
And then sentence 6.
Without this field, our world would be bombarded by harmful UV and gamma radiation from the sun, burning our atmosphere and killing any life on Earth.
Feel like it's either 3 or 6. Because it can't be 5, because 6 builds off 5.
Well, I mean, if 5 is information, 6 is true because the UV ozone layer protects us from.
The ozone layer was never mentioned.
Yeah, you never.
I
You were
know.
saying the ring was the thing that.
The magnetosphere.
Magnetosphere. See, I just don't think the magnetism stops UV rays. But I don't.
This is your
I could
choice.
sort of see week 3 and the flipping like messing with techno. I'm gonna lock in sentence 6.
All right, you're locking in 6, and Jacob locked in 5.
Yeah.
You should have gone with your gut. It's sentence 3 that is wrong. There would be no noticeable change in anything other than so compasses, they might flip. And anything that relies on like specific direction of the field might flip. And that's just about it. The way we know about the magnetic field flipping is that there are magnetic domains that record the alignment of the world's field in igneous rocks.
Sorry, could you repeat that really quick?
Which one's wrong, or
that's just what you just said.
Okay. The way we know about the field flipping is that there are magnetic domains in the igneous rocks of the world that record the direction that it was at that time.
Oh, I totally knew about that too.
This is mainly found in the oceanic crust, and though we can only see about up to 200 million years ago in that, due to the oceanic crust being taken into the Earth by subduction.
I know what subduction is.
Yeah. So
okay, wait, so the magnetic fields do protect against UV
yes.
stuff?
So it's
What?
the ozone layer and the magnetosphere protect in different ways. So the ozone layer absorbs some of it, and I believe reflects. It's the Earth's atmosphere is a complicated thing, but they both do it. But then the magnetosphere also protects from more important, more dangerous stuff as well. It's because they are both made up of photons, and so they effectively cancel each other out and kind of bend around each other.
All right. We would also die if we lost the ozone layer, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 2 different ways. Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I had no idea. It was my gut to go with week 3.
Yeah.
I know it was my gut most like a little bit because of that, but also because there's no way it would be the last sentence twice.
Yeah,
That's just the law.
That's kind of on me. I should have fixed that part.
Well, no, it's fine.
Or added it. No, still, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
No, I would do the last sentence twice.
I guess you would.
So actually, when I originally wrote this paragraph, the last sentence was the wrong one, and then I'm like, that doesn't fit in there thematically, because I just wrote a sentence of true stuff, and then I moved some things around and rewrote it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the more you know.
This is very informational.
This is very fun. I enjoy it.
I like this too. Okay.
All right, and that's the end of that. That was how much? That was like 2 pages of notes.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for doing that.
No problemo. It is fun.
I didn't know you were doing so much research. As long as it's fun.
Yeah, it depends on like the one before. I did a little less research because.
Explain calculus.
You knew more
3.
about it.
Calculus 3. Which one is that?
I don't know. It's
because it varies based on if, and I can't do that without explaining calculus 1 and 2.
Could you explain calculus 1 and 2 for me?
I mean, I could give you like.
Dude, I was doing a pre-cal homework, and then our whole class was stuck on something, and the professor was like, "Oops, I accidentally put a calculus equation in there. You guys don't know how to do that." Instead of taking out, he just taught us how to do it. Which it wasn't that hard. It was just taking the average of a.
Oh.
change over a graph.
What is that? Is
Which is pretty simple.
that?
It's f of b minus
Yeah,
f of
yeah, I'm
a
trying to
over
remember
b
the
minus
name
a.
for it. There are two types of those. It's not.
I don't know.
It's a
Huh?
rock. Got
Oh.
a rock.
I sure hope there's a day whenever I can fully understand calculus. As of right now, I feel like I'm boned
If you
when it comes
take
to any math.
I mean, I think if taking it, once you take it and like do stuff with it, it starts to make sense. It
Okay.
it takes time and practice. All right. And so let's see. Liam chose this week. Jacob chose the week before. So, Jacob, start thinking on a topic that you would like me to research, unless you would like to do it.
I could think of a well, actually, hold on.
No, the problem is we would think of a topic for.
Yeah, you would think of a topic. Yeah, that's right. Hold on. I was thinking of stuff that I could readily pull from information.
Oh,
that
are we
was
swapping
right.
who does the research?
I mean, if Jacob said he would not mind it, but I think his would be like biology based.
Yeah.
I'd be more interested in doing research about like film stuff or just like story stuff. If you guys care about that.
I don't think I'm going to be helpful for asking topics because I
Okay.
am not like a big person who's like.
I'll think about whatever I could research.
I think next week we should do. I don't know why, but the word thermodynamics comes to my brain.
Fuck yeah!
Oh no, I know nothing about thermodynamics. I mean, oh yes, a chance to learn more about something I don't know about.
God,
That's the right
thermodynamics.
attitude.
That's physics. That's the best part of chemistry because it's physics.
Liquid physics? No,
No.
temperature physics.
Yeah.
I don't know why it made me think of liquid. Energy. Yeah.
Because we can't do liquid physics.
Dude,
that's
now I
too
totally know more about magnets.
Let's go.
This is awesome. This is a good segment.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I think it's a really good segment.
Thank you. I thought of it because I was watching a podcast, and so what they did was they took NCIS crime shows, and then they made fake ones. And they had to guess, and dude, it was really hard because they were all so nonsensical.
Wait, that's really good.
I assume instead of like showing clips, they just like laid out like the fake plot or whatever.
Yeah, no. That is one thing. They gave titles, so it was like NCIS Hawaii 905, NCIS Chicago Nights by Nights, and like shit like that. It's like, dude, I did like I got like 3 of them right, and they were. It's only because I had like seen them, because there are so many of those fucking shows.
It's really funny.
Shoutouts to Sad Boys, the podcast where they talk about feelings and other things.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's a banger podcast.
Okay.
It is the only thing I pay on Patreon. Bless you, Jacob.
That was Liam.
That was Liam?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I thought that was Jacob.
I may have a petite voice, but I have a banger sneeze.
That's good positivity and a compliment. Because I thought it was Jacob that did that. So you're complimenting. You think Jacob has a banger sneeze, and you're projecting your confidence.
True. Thanks for the compliment, Jackson.
See, this is just a bunch of positive people. We're like the North Pole.
So true.
I thought about ruining the moment for comedy, but I didn't.
You can ruin it now.
You're such a liar. You lie all the time.
That's objectively true.
Oh.
Fuck, I don't know what to think anymore.
I like your confidence.
No, you don't.
I like your acceptance in who you are.
It's not acceptance, it's a lie. It's hiding from the truth.
See, you're proving my point.
No, I'm not.
Exactly.
See, that's no but right there.
This is devolving. We need to switch.
Yes,
topics.
and
Yes, and what?
what do you mean?
Yes, and no, I no, that's my like. You said yes, and I said yes, and what?
You're right. We did say that. And what we're gonna say next is, my volleyball game got canceled.
Yeah, I saw.
Really?
Is it because it's raining?
Rain.
How'd I know?
You're a
It's 'cause it's
psychic.
raining. Actually, it's physic. So I'm a physicist.
You use thermodynamics to calculate the rain.
I put the meteor in meteorology. Bye bye dinosaurs. I hate delayed games.
Okay, so this might be a stupid
true.
question, but it's something that I just don't know about. Is the meteor that killed the dinosaurs what caused our moon to be there?
No, I actually know
I saw
about this.
I saw somewhere that said our moon was a chunk of rock from Earth.
That is correct. I learned about that like week 1 in my current geology class. So when the Earth was forming, it was like a giant like hunk of basically molten rock because the world was still very hot and like
Right.
our star was still forming.
Primordial.
Yeah. So well, it's not like super primordial because like the very beginning was 14 billion years ago, as the Big Bang Theory says, while our Earth is only around 4.8.
4.66.
4.66. Okay, I don't remember the exact number. I just know it's a 4.
I learned about it in my biology class.
Nice. So while the Earth was forming, it basically when it was in that molten state, it got hit by a big rock, which was the moon, and then it started orbiting. And this was like 3 or 4 bit, like maybe 3 billion years ago. The dinosaur one was very different, and it is still here. I think we found the crater. It's in Mexico, or if not South America, and we know about when that happened because of dating a sediment layer all across the world. Because when it hit down, the meteor had I think a bunch of zircon in it, and so when it hit down, it blew up dust across the world and put like ash everywhere. And so
Yeah.
there's just a sediment layer all over the world that is dated at the same amount of time. And so that is how we predict that when the dinosaur died. And it matches, I think, dating their bones.
Yeah, it's not necessarily due to the impact itself, it's due to the sediment destroying all the
Yeah.
producers and ruining the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Dude, zircon sounds like such a fake name.
Yeah.
It sounds like a made up element.
Yeah, no, it's like zircon. Yeah, zircon on your mom.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm a big zircon head. Zircon is a hold on. Let me think about this. It's not isometric. I think it's a tetrahedral crystal structure.
Man, I wish I could know more about rocks. But we're doing thermodynamics next week.
Well, if you choose
Thermodynamics.
Yeah, no, I'm saying later. Tetragonal, sorry. Tetragonal. I need to remember that. Tetrahedral was the wrong answer on the quiz that I had to choose. Listen, I can tell you about rocks,
Yo.
but not this week.
Dang.
Because you're a thermodynamicizer right now.
Yeah. I'm a thermodynam-rizzler.
I learned about thermodynamics at the academy in Ohio, taught by the final boss. That's a friend's bit.
Physics. Sorry, what was that?
Sorry. I was just appreciating the dead air and the video format about speaking.
Well, a part of the art of speaking is to know when not to speak.
That's
I mean,
true.
That was a not proper use of A dramatic pause.
See, you're both.
This bit is stupid.
Anticipation.
Except for
Excluding.
however,
Without.
Nonetheless.
but,
Regardless.
and then.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Buenos dias.
Creo lo sientes.
I don't know Spanish.
Yo no lo siento.
Yeah, I'm out of. I just said the name of a song.
All right.
What about right?
I have a crazy idea. We
Oh.
do the same thing, but I'm going to say 3 phrases, and you're going to tell me which one is in Spanish and which one isn't.
Okay. Okay.
All right. ¿Cómo estás? Buenos dias. And Gutenberg.
It's Gutenberg is not.
It's Gutenberg.
Wait, how'd you know?
Because it's just a name of a place?
You said 2 common phrases and then you went to fucking German as your other language.
Is Gutenberg German or was I'm being mean?
It's
It's an attempt, right? Because isn't it
it's an
Guten Tag?
Guten Tag is the phrase for good day, but Gutenberg. Now that I think about it, Berg is normally at the enddative of like a town or location.
Yeah,
like
so it's a
Hofburg.
place.
I don't think Gutenberg itself exists.
Maybe.
All right. Let's try again.
There's a 1, 2, 3, 4 Jacob Drive in Tennessee.
So, all right. Lo siento.
Why'd you have to say my address out like that?
Fuck, sorry.
Yo como pan.
I was hiding
Onomatopoeia. Which one is non-Spanish?
He wouldn't do the third one again. He would never do the last sentence twice.
I blanked out on those sentences because I was thinking about Tennessee and my
Also, Gutenberg is a
Address
place
anyway?
in New Jersey.
Yep.
Not to be confused with Gettysburg. I'm gonna go. I know the correct answer. I'm gonna go with whatever Jacob says.
onomatopoeia.
Shit, he was listening.
Damn it. All right. Final one.
Okay.
Donde es manzanas? Tu es bonita. And buenos noches.
Oh shit, this is an actual question. All right, it can't be the first one. Don does just the Kanye album. I don't like him, by the way. He's bad.
No, didn't you hear he's a good person again? Didn't you see
Oh,
his tweet?
fuck, you're right. I forgot about 21 Jump Street.
He's completely redeemed.
I'm gonna go with the second one.
What was the second one again?
I forgot.
I'm also gonna go with the second one because you said
Okay.
you said something
All
more.
right, is that locked in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
All right, no, they were all Spanish.
Okay.
So what's up with you guys?
I see. So you know a lot of Spanish, right, Liam?
You're fluent, right?
I know more than anyone else probably, but
Ever? Yeah.
So
yeah.
So would you be able to? You can say the outro in Spanish, right?
No, I haven't learned a lot of like. There's a lot of words to learn, and the oven has not been well. Hold on. Yeah, I think I can.
Nice.
So, I guess, do I have anything closing to say? No. Jacob, do you have anything closing to say?
Eat your veggies.
All right, all together now. 3, 2, 1. No
Don't
olvidas
forget to preheat
precalentar
preheat
el
the
the oven.
horno.